can you enjoy new roles, new challenges then?
Oh, I can't tell you. I don't think I could live without a new challenge. I really don't.
Are you going to record Ariadne of Naxos?
Yes, I go directly from here to record with Maestro Schulte in London, which is, it's been quite an exciting year. Yeah. I've just done the radio requiem with him, and then just left from Berlin to do Trovatore with Maestro von Karajan, and now I go again to London to record Ariadne, nice and fresh, with Maestro Schulte, yes.
Recently, in an interview with Stephen Rubin in Opera News, you said, one thing I'm really proudest of is that during all my years of study, all my years of exposure, all my years of experience, I have not in the process lost any of the original timbre of my voice, which is very dark, very dunkel in the tender sense. And when I say dark, I mean a black sound. In other words, to be perfectly frank, and this can be taken several ways, and I don't really care, I don't sound white. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And to me, that's worth the whole trip. Can a singer hear her own voice as others hear it?
Perhaps not necessarily as others hear it, but you can feel it, which others cannot. I think every personal vocal sound has, at least mine does for me, a very special vibration. I know within my whole makeup, my whole self, certain things happen when I'm singing that I don't think anyone could feel but myself. It's a personal presentation of yourself, in a way, I guess you'd call it. What I meant by that particular statement, which I've been confronted with several times, is not the first time, is that I think that I'm speaking of what makes one voice individual or set apart from another. That is what I mean by that. In this particular sense, it means knowing your own instrument. I know that there are particular qualities about my instrument that are dusky. There's a timbre about my voice that is dusky, that I choose to call a dark sound. It can be dunkel, it could be what some people say dusky. I choose to say that it is a black sound, which is distinctly me. It divides me from, someone else. And since I am sort of, I believe that everything, and maybe speaking of the true minority, I think it's the few individualists who are left in this world. I think that's the true minority left, of which I insist on being a part of. And I think that maintaining one's individuality, and I think that my particular vocal sound has a distinctive sound which sets me apart from someone else. And I have not tried to take something from that through the years.
Did you ever have any ghosts looking over your shoulder over the past years? That is, you have followed in a tradition that could be traced back through Milanov, Rethberg, Ponsel, Geritza, the original Ariadne,
exactly.
Destin, Nordica, back a century or more. Does this ever affect you?
No, I'll be frank with you, it does not. I can be inspired. Please don't leave off La Callas, because that's a distinct inspiration, has been a distinct, very special type of inspiration she has been, I think, and probably should be for every contemporary opera singer. Not ghosts, because we get back to what I meant about individuality. If you're worried about ghosts, that wastes energy that you should be presenting your own product, I think, and it takes something where you can be inspired, you can learn. It's like doing research with something that has already been placed. I mean, if you want to speak of distinct inspirations, I'm still, every moment of my life, inspired by a really, truly great lady who not only as an artist but as a human being continues to inspire me, and that's Marian Anderson. But you can be inspired by people to help to maintain your own block of artistic, shall we say, in building the artistic building that we all try to build. And I do maintain that I think it's the most wonderful architectural feat in the world, because I think creative art will be the only thing left at the rate we seem to be going these days. It is beauty, building beauty, and making things, sharing of emotions, and being any part of the creative art form. I think all of us are very fortunate, because it's something that is ever constant and ever fresh and ever moving towards a goal that is a constant. Speaking of, Ariadne aspiring to the göttliche Lust, it's the same type of feeling to be an artist, I think. the most profound thing I think in the opera is the end of the composer's marvelous phrase when it says that the most wonderful thing, the highest thing in the world is the art of music, the art of making music. I feel very seriously about that myself, and I'm very grateful to those people, not as ghosts, but as inspirations on which I can help to build what I have to offer.
That's marvelous. What do you feel you got from, say, the late Maria Callas? Anything specific, or just the fact of her existence?
Her existence was very important to the operatic medium itself. It made it, I think, again, it rejuvenated it. I mean, her personality rejuvenated opera into a contemporary interest, like baseball. I really mean this. Her energy and the striving for artistic perfection, which I always admire, and her professionalism, her electricity itself, which may or may not be criticized by some people. The ultimate aim that she reached was to make it an interesting, electrifying, popular art form again.
Well, 20 years of singing finds your voice more supple, I think, than ever before, richer in all ranges, and I sense even more communicative. Now, does that represent a personal change in you?
That represents your personal opinion.
It does?
In a sense, yes, because I've always thought I was always communicative, always. And it's a singular compliment, particularly at this particular chronological age where careers are usually expected to be sort of wavering off. I mean, instead of having, I really get frightened sometimes, and I said that just a few days ago. I think I'm on somebody else's time from time to time, but I think it is my personal care of it, having come through some crises, having learned many things through the years of experience, having to realize that that this is I take it as a very precious gift that has been given to me. I take it also as my mode of speaking. I still do, of speaking very strongly and very definitely. For us as a people, I don't know how I could really exist if I didn't think that was part of the whole plan. I feel just as strongly about that now as I ever did. And I think it has to do with me sort of completing my own circle as a woman, too. Growing up has a lot to do with that. I mean, because the vocal apparatus is the most personal instrument of all. It exemplifies exactly where you are, where you've been, where you came from, where you're going. And I've learned to take care of myself, which automatically takes care of the instrument. I think that's it.
We know you're busy, and we want to thank you ever so much for visiting with us.
It's been a delightful experience. Thanks for asking me.